What if I told you that the old cracked trash sitting in your backyard is actually the missing key to a lush, heavy-yielding garden? Today, I am going to show you how to take broken plastic buckets and a useless, cracked water tank and turn them into highly productive, self-feeding garden beds. But you have to watch this video all the way to the end because the absolute best part is the final step. I'm going to show you how to connect these separate DIY systems together to create a secret, ultra-potent liquid fertilizer factory that will feed your plants for free forever. Let's get right into it. Project 1, the 2-bucket liquid gold factory. Instead of buying expensive store-bought fertilizers, you can make your own nutrient-rich weed tea or liquid gold right at home. Traditional composting is great, but let's be honest, it takes up a lot of space, takes months, and requires a ton of heavy lifting to turn the pile. This 2-bucket system skips all that hard work. It breaks down nutrients incredibly fast, making them ready for your plants to drink up instantly. Whether you have a massive backyard or just a small balcony, you can set this up in minutes. How to build it. You only need 2 standard 5-gallon plastic buckets that stack inside each other. The top bucket. Take the first bucket and drill a bunch of small holes all over the bottom. These holes need to be big enough for liquid to drain through, but small enough to keep your kitchen scraps and weeds from falling into the bottom reservoir. The bottom bucket. This is your collection tank. Drill a single hole near the very bottom, right on the side, and screw in a standard plastic spigot or tap. Wrap some rubber washers or silicone sealant around the threads so it doesn't leak. Now pop the drilled bucket straight into the tapped bucket. Usually the natural shape of these pails leaves a perfect few inches of empty space at the bottom for liquid to collect. If your buckets fit too tightly, just toss a few flat stones or bricks into the bottom bucket first to prop the top one up. Start tossing in your daily kitchen waste. Vegetable peels, fruit scraps, coffee grounds, and eggshells. Mix in garden weeds too. Weeds are actually secret weapons here because their deep roots pull up excellent minerals from deep in the dirt. Chop everything into small pieces first. Smaller chunks decompose way faster. Pour a generous amount of water over the top to get everything soaked. Finally, cover the pile with a piece of plain unprinted cardboard instead of a tight plastic lid. Cardboard acts as a natural mulch, keeping things moist while letting rainwater sneak in if you leave it outside. Let it sit completely alone for 2 to 3 weeks. Inside, a dark, ultra-potent liquid will pool at the bottom. When you turn that tap, you'll get a strong concentrate full of nitrogen and potassium. Never pour this directly onto your plants or you'll burn their roots. Always use a 1-to-10 ratio. 1 part fertilizer to 10 parts clean water. It should look like weak tea. Water your veggies and houseplants with this and watch them take off. Project 2, the water tank tree ring bed. Upcycling a broken tank. For our second project, we are building a completely free raised garden bed that does triple duty. It acts as a slow-release nutrient source, holds onto moisture like a sponge, and feeds a nearby fruit tree all at the same time. We started with an old, cracked water tank that was just rotting away in the yard. Instead of throwing it out, we used an angle grinder to cut out the middle section. This leaves you with a large, heavy-duty plastic ring that is completely open on both the top and bottom. Setting the stage. Place this ring directly around a fruit tree. We chose our young mulberry tree. Centering the tree inside this ring means every single nutrient we put into this bed will slowly sink into the ground and feed the tree's root system over time. The secret layering strategy. To make this bed incredibly fertile, we use a specific layering method. The base. Line the very bottom with old dried twigs, sticks, and small branches. This creates space for excellent drainage and breaks down over the long haul. The dirt filler. Add a layer of basic garden soil over the twigs to fill the empty gaps and introduce good soil microbes. The kitchen feed. Toss in a thick layer of kitchen scraps and chopped green leaves. This is the core fuel for your plants. The buffer layer. Cover those scraps with another thick layer of garden soil. This is a vital step because decomposing waste creates heat. This soil barrier protects your new plant roots from getting burned while the scraps break down safely underneath. The top dressing. Finish it off with a generous layer of rich compost to load the top with microbes and create a beautiful planting texture. Planting and growth. The best part? You can plant seeds or seedlings into this top layer immediately. We planted eggplants right into ours. Give it a massive watering to settle the dirt and activate the system. As the months go by, those lower layers break down, meaning you won't have to add extra fertilizer for a very long time. Project 3, the 4-bed scrap setup, making use of the leftovers. If you watched our last project, you know we cut up a large white water tank. That left us with a bunch of random, broken plastic panels in odd shapes. Instead of tossing these scraps into the trash, we are turning them into a mini 4-bed garden oasis. We picked out 4 distinct pieces from our scrap pile, 1 large flat piece with a bottom and 3 smaller broken ring pieces. Quick prep placement. Preparation for these is incredibly simple. For the large piece that still has a solid bottom, you must drill plenty of drainage holes. If you skip this, water gets trapped, the soil turns into muck, and your plant roots will rot. The other 3 smaller pieces are already broken open on both ends. You don't need to drill anything, just set them directly onto the ground like little open-ended planting collars. Now pick your spot carefully before filling them. Once these are full of soil and water, they are way too heavy to move. Find a spot in your yard that gets 5 to 6 hours of solid sunlight. If your summers are absolutely scorching, find an area that gets great morning sun but gets a little afternoon shade. Soil and setting, line up your 4 pieces on the dirt in a layout you like. We filled ours with a beautiful, loose, loamy soil. If you don't have perfect soil in your yard, don't sweat it. Just take whatever dirt you have and mix in some compost, old leaves, or aged manure to wake it up. Before you drop a single seed into the ground, soak the entire setup completely with water. When you shovel dry dirt into containers, it leaves massive hidden air pockets. If you plant right away, the soil will sink later during a heavy rain, burying your seeds too deep. Heavy watering now packs the soil down tightly and gets the nutrients active. Now your recycled 4-bed garden is totally ready for seeds, greens, or small berry bushes.